Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is the virtual class of Pakistan International School, Taif. I am Ms. Bushra Tanveer. This is social study class for grade 8. This is our third video of this class, social study. In this video, we will discuss the chapter number 5. The title of the chapter is Industry. Dear students, after today's lesson, you will be able to understand the text given in chapter 5 and you will be able to develop understanding of industries, and at the end of today's lesson you will be able to do the question and answers given in the exercise of chapter 5 Industries. Dear students, today we will start our lesson chapter 5. The title of the chapter is Industry. We shall start from page 44, the first passage of the chapter. I shall start reading and then I will explain you the main point which is given in this passage. The dictionary defines industry as the work and processes involved in making things in factories. For example, manufacturing process. We have already looked at agriculture and here we will deal with industry and manufacture. The industry is usually divided into 3 levels: primary industry, secondary industry and tertiary. Dear students, first of all, it is very important to know about industry. Industry means organized action of making of goods and services for sale, like production, management, trade, business. And the word manufacture is also given in this passage. Manufacture means making some things from raw material. Let's move to the next passage of the page. In this page you can see the picture. This picture is related to the primary industry, and the next picture is also the same raw material you can see. First of all, we digging out the material from the underground, and then we use this material to make the different things. In this picture you can see the cement is making from the raw material. In third picture, page 44, you can see a cement factory. It utilizes the raw materials to make the finished product. For example, cement means how the cement is made from the raw material. Let's move to the next passage of the lesson. There are three categories mentioned related to industry. The first one, primary industry. Primary industry first level is getting the raw materials. These can be from mining, quarrying, oil and gas drilling, agriculture, forestry and fishing. First level of the industry or primary industry is getting raw materials from underground. Now the second subheading of the same passage, secondary industry second level takes the raw materials and makes them into finished products ranging from tins to trains, needles to nuclear plants or shoes to satellites. Secondary industry or second level of industry. In second level of industry takes these raw material in factories for highly developed state, means make them into finished products from the raw material. Let's move to the next passage of the page. The third category which is mentioned over here, tertiary industry, third level or more usually service industry, does not produce goods for sale but enables the two other levels of industry function effectively. Service industries include office work, transport to carry goods and raw materials, and communications such as telephone, postal work and email, which allow business to be maintained. Third level of industry is the tertiary industry. Service industry includes office work, transport, communications such as telephone, email, postal work, education, health services, etc. Dear students, let's move to the next subheading of the chapter. Page 45, you can see the first subheading, primary industries. Primary industries, mining, quarrying and drilling oil or gas. Mining is usually thought of as digging for metal ores such as iron, copper, gold, silver, and for minerals such as coal or precious stones, generally deep underground. There are two types of mines: deep mines, open cast mines. Yes, students, in first level of industry, primary industries, is discussed about the mining, quarrying and drilling. As you can see on your computer screen, there are two types of mines discussed over here: deep mines, open cast mines. In the next passage, we shall discuss about the deep mines. deep mine, a coal miner in a slight tunnel leading from the main vertical shaft. Deep mines are shafts sunk straight down into the earth with side tunnels at the level at which the ores, coal or minerals are found. This vertical shaft can go down as much as 2 kilometers deep, like the diamond mines of South Africa. Dear students, in the previous passage, there are two categories of mines are given over there. Deep mines. Deep mines are shafts sunk straight down into the earth. In deep mine, the work down in deep mines is extremely dangerous. Deep mines are extremely difficult to dig and need constant maintenance. For just this purpose, steam engines were invented in 18th century. There is few more text given in your book related to this topic. You can read it by yourself. It is very easy for you to understand. Let's move to the next passage of the page. The second category of mine is open cast mines. Open cast mines occur when the mineral lies near the surface. Usually the mineral is stone or coal, but actually metal ores are also found near the ground level. Huge machines scrape away the upper levels of the soil to create a large pit. And in the picture you can see the loading coal onto a train. Open cast mine. Dear students, you can understand the open cast mine by the picture on your computer screen. You can see in this picture there are 4 levels given over there. From this picture you can understand very clearly about open cast mine. Open cast mines. In first step, upper level of soil is clear from vegetation. You can see in the first level in the picture, clear vegetation. Then let's move to the next, second level, explosives used to loosen rock. In second step, explosives material is used to loosen rock. And in third step, digger used to remove loose rock. And in the last or fourth level, you can see coal and rocks material loaded into the trucks. So in this picture you can easily understand how the minerals digged out from the rocks by using the different types of technology. Let's move to the next passage of page 46. Oil and gas drilling. Oil and gas are the remains of plants buried millions of years ago deep in the earth. You will remember that many millions of years ago, when there was only one land mass on the earth, there was a huge sea somewhere near the center. The Mediterranean and the Red Sea are its remains around, and in this huge ancient sea were many plants. When the earth's movements made the continents, some of the seas were buried, and over a long period of time the plants decomposed and changed into oil. That is why so much oil is found in the Middle East. Dear students, in this paragraph we shall discuss about how the oil is made. When earth movements made the continents, most of the sea was buried, and over a long period of time the plants decomposed and changed into the level, and this decomposed plant changed into the oil. So at the right side of the page you can see how the oil drilling on the land. It's by the machine. It's a long pole which is fixed on the earth to drill the oil from the land. Dear students, our next topic is secondary industry. We shall start secondary industry. This consists of turning raw materials, whether from one's own country or imported, into finished product. Almost everything we have to use apart from food is produced by a secondary industry. Secondary industry could be a tiny workshop producing pottery or shoes, or a gigantic automated factory turning out trucks, steels, girders, or textbooks. Dear students, secondary industry could be a small tiny workshop producing pottery, shoes, steel, girders, framework of building, etc. Next subheading of the same page, secondary industry. In earlier times, most goods were made by hand from start to finish by one person. This was a slow process, and the finished article depended on the skill of craftsmen. There were good workers and poor workers. In the 19th century, the steam engine became common as a source of energy. Ordinary workers could not afford these engines, so rich men set up factories and the people had to go there to work. Dear students, in these paragraphs, secondary industry is discussed. In the first two paragraphs is written that in earlier time most goods were made by hand. And in 19th century, steam engine was invented, and steam engine is a common source of energy. And in 19th century, actual work was done largely by machine. Let's move to the next paragraph of page 48. Early in 20th century, it was realized that if each workman did just one operation in making something, say screwing just one part to the product, he could do it much faster than if he had a number of operations to do. Fourth point, today automated factories still have production lines, but instead of workers doing all of the operations, these are done by more machines or robots. In third or fourth paragraph is discussed, in 20th century production process much faster as compared to 19th century. The output was now several hundred times quicker than by a single man working on his own. Today, work in factories are done by machines or robots. A huge factory floor can be controlled by one or two men sitting at a desk or pressing switches to operate the electronic equipment then makes the goods. It means that nowadays the modern machinery makes the life easy of the man, means that almost work are done by the machine. Let's move to the next subheading of the chapter, oil and its byproducts. The production of oil and its byproducts is perhaps the most important industry in our modern world, which is why many people call it black gold. Oil goes through a large number of different processes to clean it and break it into parts. First, it is washed with hot water to get rid of the unpleasant sulfur, and then it goes to the distillation tower. Some of the products obtained from oil, and these are only a few of them, are jet fuel, petrol, diesel fuel, kerosene, liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, petrochemicals, etc. Dear students, oil is not only used vehicle powered, but it also used raw material for cosmetics, food and cloth dyes, plastics such as terephthalene, nylon, fertilizers, butane for roads and roofs, and for strengthening tires. Dear students, after today's lesson, I think each and every subheading is clear to you. Now we shall move to page number 53. Some exercise questions are given. We shall discuss the answers of these questions. The first question, which is given in the exercise on page 53. Why do you think is industry classified into 3 levels, giving an example of each? Answer of this question, we shall start. Industry is classified into 3 levels for various reasons. Some are listed below, followed by definition and examples of each. The purpose is to group industries and categorize them according to common characteristics, and this system can help organize and compare specific statistical information such as import and export, employment, tax revenues, and wage information. The second passage of the answer, primary industry, means those industry where raw material is developed or produced, for example, fishing, mining, farming, etc. Let's move to the next slide. In this also same answer is discussed over here. The next passage of the answer, secondary industry, means those industry where raw material is used to manufacture other goods, for example, computer, manufacture, trains, shoes, satellites, etc. Third passage of the answer, tertiary industry does not manufacture material or obtain raw material, but provides services to other industries, for example, banking, transport, telephone, postal services, etc. Yes, students, I think the answer of the first question is very clear to you. Let's move to the answer of the second question given in the exercise. First of all, we shall read the question. Question number 2. What is the importance of oil or gas to industrial development in a country? We shall start the answer. Importance of oil or gas to industrial development in a country. Oil is a raw material for many chemical products, including pharmaceuticals, solvents, fertilizers, pesticides, and plastics. Gas is a very flexible fuel and can be easily transported. It is clean, does not emit fumes. It is a raw material for fertilizers and source of energy for making cement, and it is a cheap and convenient domestic fuel. Dear students, in the answer of question number 2 is discussed about the oil and gas, which you have already discussed in today's lesson. Let's move to the your homework. Read page 44 till 47 from your book. Learn and write question number 1 and 2 in your notebook. See you in the next video. Goodbye.